Hello and welcome. In this math tutorial, our task is to solve this equation for real values of x. Now, usually when faced with such problems, the natural thing for us to do is to square both sides of the equation to get rid of this square root on the right hand side. Now, when we do that, on the left we have x raised to power 4 minus 2x squared. And of course, on the right we have the square root of x plus 1 squared. Now, when we expand the left hand side, we have x raised to power 4 squared. That is x raised to power 8. Then minus 2 times x raised to power 4 times 2x squared. That is 4x raised to power 6. Then we have minus 2x squared squared. That is plus 4x raised to power 4. And of course, on the right, the square is going to cancel the square root, leaving us with x plus 1. Now, when we move these two terms over to the left-hand side, we have x raised to power 8 minus 4x raised to power 6 plus 4x raised to power 4 minus x minus 1 is equal to 0. Now, solving this polynomial equation is going to be a headache, but luckily for us, there's a very easy way of solving this equation without squaring both sides of the equation. Now, first of all, notice that since we have a square root on the right hand side, then it means that both the right hand side and the left hand side of this equation must be positive quantities. Now, from here, we have that x plus 1 must be greater than or equal to 0. Now, when we subtract 1 from both sides of this inequality, we have that x must be greater than or equal to minus 1. In this case, we have that x raised to power 4 minus 2x squared must be greater than or equal to 0. Now, we can factorize the left-hand side of this inequality. These two terms have a common factor, which is x squared. So we have x squared into x raised to power 4 divided by x squared is going to give us x squared. And minus 2x squared divided by x squared is going to give us minus 2. And this must be greater than or equal to 0. Now, you know that naturally x squared is a positive quantity. So for this product to be positive, then x squared minus 2 must also be a positive quantity. Now, when we add 2 to both sides of this inequality, we have that x squared must be greater than or equal to 2. And of course, when we take square root of both sides of this inequality, we have that the absolute value of x must be greater than or equal to the square root of 2. Now, the square root of 2 is approximately 1.414. So from here, we have that minus 1.414 must be greater than or equal to x, which in turn must be greater than or equal to plus 1.414. Now, when you compare these two conditions, it is very easy to see that any value of x that satisfies this equation must be greater than or equal to 1.414. So we have that x must be greater than or equal to 1.414. Basically, x is positive. Now, the next thing we are going to do is a substitution. Let us call the square root of x plus 1 y. So we have that y is equal to the square root of x plus 1. Of course, you know that y must be positive. Now, when we square both sides of this equation, we have that y squared is equal to x plus 1. Now, from the original equation, we have that x raised to power 4 minus 2x squared is equal to y. The next thing we are going to do is to add 1 to both sides of this equation. Of course, you know that when we add the same quantity to both sides of an equation, we haven't changed the equation in any way. So on the left hand side, we have x raised to power 4 minus 2x squared plus 1. And this is equal to y plus 1. Now we can factorize the left hand side of this equation. What are the factors of x raised to power 4? We have x squared and x squared. What are the factors of 1? We have 1 and 1. But now notice that the middle term is negative. So let this be minus 1 and let that be minus 1. Minus 1 times minus 1 is still going to give us plus 1. Now x squared times minus 1 is going to give us minus x squared. X squared times minus 1 is going to give us minus x squared naturally. Minus x squared is minus 2x squared. So that means that when we factorize this left hand side, we have x squared minus 1 times x squared minus 1, which is exactly the same thing. So this is squared. And of course, this is equal to y plus 1. Now, the next thing we are going to do is to take square root of both sides of this equation. When we do that, we have that x squared minus 1 is equal to the square root of y plus 1. Now, at this point, once more, we do a substitution. Let us call the square root of y plus 1 z. So we have that z is equal to the square root of y plus 1. Of course, you know that z must also be positive. Now, when we square both sides of this equation, we have that z squared is equal to y plus 1. Going back to this equation, we have that x squared minus 1 is equal to z. And when we rearrange this equation, we have that x squared is equal to z plus 1. Now we have a system of 3 symmetric equations. The first one is y squared is equal to x plus 1. The second one is z squared is equal to y plus 1. And the third one is x squared is equal to z plus 1. Now let us look at this system of equations. Let us assume that this system has solutions x, y, and z, where x is greater than y and y is greater than z. Now, that means that x squared is going to be greater than y squared, which means that z plus 1 is going to be greater than x plus 1. Now, when we subtract 1 from both sides of this inequality, we have that z is greater than x. But remember, we started out with the assumption that x is greater than z. So this is a contradiction. Now, on the other hand, let us assume that x is less than y, which is less than z. That simply means that x squared must be less than y squared, and in turn, z plus 1 must be less than x plus 1. Once more, if we subtract 1 from both sides of this inequality, we have that z is less than x, which is a contradiction also because we started out with the assumption that x is less than z. Now, however you arrange these equations and go through this thought process, you are always going to get into this contradiction. So the only way that this system of equations will have a solution is if x is equal to y, which is equal to z. And finally, from here we have that y is equal to the square root of x plus 1. But now remember that y is equal to x. So we have that x is equal to the square root of x plus 1. Squaring both sides of this equation, we have that x squared is equal to x plus 1. Rearranging this equation, we have x squared minus x minus 1 is equal to 0. Now we can solve this equation using the quadratic formula. We have that x is equal to minus b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac divided by 2 times a. X is equal to minus 1, which is 1, plus or minus the square root of b squared is minus 1 squared, which is 1, minus 4 times a is 1 and c is minus 1. So here we have minus 1 divided by 2 times a. A is 1. So we have that x is equal to 1 plus or minus the square root of 1 minus is plus. 4 times 1 is 4. So this is 1 plus 4, which is 5, divided by 2. From here, we have two values for x. We have that x is equal to 1 plus root 5 over 2, or x is equal to 1 minus root 5 over 2. But of course, you know that x must be greater than 1.414. So this value of x is not acceptable. The only value of x that satisfies this equation is x equal to 1 plus root 5 all over 2. And with that, we come to the end of this tutorial. I hope you learned something new. If you enjoy such content, please subscribe to the channel. Leave us a like to support the channel. Thanks for watching, and you can see more tutorials here.